Welcome back to my channel where MLM pseudoscience gets dragged into the daylight and dangerous nonsense gets called out with receipts and a side of snark. Quick content warning before we start today's video. It does include footage of live injections, medical misinformation, and in my opinion, some seriously reckless supplement claims. So viewer discretion is advised. Please take care of yourselves. If this is something that you're not prepared to see, skip this one. And yeah. So I've covered a lot of wild MLM behavior before we've seen on my channel, but this video I think is one of the most dangerous ones that I've seen in quite some time. Brandy is an MLM rep from Nueva, the MLM trying to rise from the ashes of Modaire's closing. She went live to show herself injecting prescription peptides on camera while hyping up a soon-to-launch reset pill she claims will return your body to its original factory settings. And it only gets worse from there, honestly. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a series of common sense checks because Brandy manages to say something completely wrong, misleading, manipulative, or medically reckless, in my opinion, at least 10 times in under 10 minutes. It's got to be some kind of a record, right? That's not a compliment, Brandy. Anyways, whether it's pseudoscience, MLM word games, or dangerous wellness hype, I'm going to be calling it all out today, right here, right now. So let's break it down, shall we?
I told you this was something you'd never see me do before. But I'm like, hey, why don't I just show it all? Good morning. Aloha kakahiaka. My name is Brandy. I am here on the island of Oahu. And if you are watching on the replay, please say what's up. Say hi. Comment the word replay below. Let me know where you're coming in from. We got something really special happening right now. We are literally about to launch the industry's first oral peptide. It's the industry as in direct sales. So it's out right now. There are oral peptides that are available to people, but it's very niche communities like biohackers, wellness communities, like not even wellness communities. I would say biohackers, like rejuvenation clinics, longevity clinics, and yeah, that's like maybe fitness, like not even fitness. I would say more like bodybuilders or athletes. So
okay. Brandy, are you okay? My God. She starts this with a bold claim that they're literally, why do they always say that? About to launch the industry's first oral peptide. Never before have direct sellers had access to this. This brings me to common sense check number one. That's just false. Make Wellness, unfortunately, a different MLM already sells peptide-based products in oral form. So no, this isn't the first. It's just the latest in a long line of overhyped, under-regulated wellness grifts. Oh my God. So let's just see what else she has to say.
it's just not available to the general public, like knowledge about stuff. And like we're gonna launch in oral pill. It's a reset in a bottle, like literally your reset in a bottle, helping the body come back to original factory settings. What if we had
Huh? What do you mean? It helps the body come back to original factory settings. That leads me to common sense check number two. The human body doesn't come with a reset button. You can't restore your gut, your hormones, your mitochondria, or your immune system to childhood just because you swallowed a supplement. That's not science. It's wishful thinking dressed up in wellness word salad. What is happening?
a chance to like redo that? What if we had a chance to reset our bodies, right? Bring our bodies back to natural factory settings. So anyways, I've never did this before. Like you guys never seen me doing this before, right? Whoa, what is this? Well, you guys know that I have been, hi, good morning. As you're jumping on, let me know who you are, where you're coming in from. You know that I have been involved in health and wellness like for many, many years, right? And I've worked as a health practitioner, of course. I have my own offline clinic where I would help people and work with them. Downtown Honolulu, I have my clinic. We would do natural health and wellness. And
that is so vague and so generic. What do you mean? This should be a red flag for people. When you see somebody online saying that they used to have this practice and they used to do this and they used to help people with health and wellness, it should be more specific and there should be credentials that come prior to that. So just mental note, I'm sure You guys know this because many of you are much smarter than I am. But that should be a red flag. The vagueness, the general terms, health and wellness, that is a very broad and generic term.
You know, right now, I mean, it's been like 10 years, I think, since I closed. No, not 10, to 15. Oh my goodness, yes, it's been almost 10 years since I closed my clinic. That is crazy. Hi, good morning. Hi, guys. Let me know who's joining me today and come with me as I prepare my peps this morning. So I have been actually like myself taking peptides for the past year, and peptide therapy has been like crazy amazing. Guys, by the way, I'm not selling these, okay? Woo! I am not selling these. And for me to talk and do this at the...
Well, I guess that escalated quickly. She's going to start injecting herself live on camera with peptides. I think I may have paused this too soon. Let's see what else she has to say, because she does tell people what she's injecting, and I have done some research on these peptides that she's referring to. So let me just pause.
Same time. Might be a little challenging. This is the first time I've ever done this, but I'll just chill with you. And if you have questions, you can ask questions. So while I am prepping my vials, I'm going to say a couple of things. Number one, do not take anything I share with you as medical information, of course, right? I'm just a health enthusiast. I'm a former holistic health practitioner, but you know, even with your holistic health,
that's going to be important later on. So hang tight.
Practitioners, they're not medical people. So you have to really be able to take what you're learning and kind of run it through your own filters. This is Ipamorelin and Tesamorelin. These are two peptides that I take every day.
Yeah, let's talk about those two peptides. Tesamorelin and Ipamorelin, I think that's how she said it. Common sense check number 3. These are not supplements. Tesamorelin, I don't know if I'm saying this right, is an FDA-approved prescription drug for treating HIV-related lipodystrophy. Again, I'm not sure if I'm I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. This is just the research that I've done on this. So this is not something that is suggested based on what I just said and the research that I've done for weight loss, anti-aging, or general wellness. Ipamorelin, not even FDA approved. In fact, most versions of it is sold as research chemicals only, and it's labeled not for human consumption. And here she is drawing them into a syringe and casually injecting herself live on camera for Facebook engagement. Why? Why would she be doing this? This doesn't seem to be the product that Nueva is going to be selling, however you want to word that. This is, I feel like, an example of shock selling, because in the world of MLM, shock sells. This is performance medicine. She's taking prescription-only peptides and injecting them on a live stream, not because it's educational, not because it's medically responsible, but because it makes people stop scrolling and go, whoa, what is she doing? I think we can also maybe have the conversation. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, but I'm pretty sure this goes against Meta's guidelines, its community guidelines. She's basically giving medical advice and saying, I'm not giving medical advice, but she's injecting a medication. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I feel like this is just the MLM influencer version of clickbait and shock marketing. And it's all designed to make you think if she's doing all of this, then the pill version from Nueva must be the safer, easier dupe. Which leads me to common sense check number 4. That pill doesn't even exist yet. Nueva does not have this product yet at the time of filming this. So there's no ingredient list, there's no clinical trials, there's no safety data, and just Brandy's implication that the oral product will deliver the same benefits as what she's injecting in a roundabout way, because she's saying that, in my opinion, without actually saying that. And while she's doing all of this, she casually drops, I'm not selling these. I just want to show how seriously I take my health. I know I paused that a little bit early, but she's getting ready to say that before I go any further. Let's see what else she has to say.
I love them. So something super crazy that's happening right now is that I am a part of a core group of people who are literally launching and bringing the world's first oral peptide to the market in direct sales. Like never before. have direct sellers have access to this. Hold on. Remember I told you when I'm doing this, I'm not gonna.
Not true. Make Wellness has an oral peptide. I already talked about that, but I just want to point that out again. That's a lie, unfortunately. And also, that's not a compliment, Justin Prince and Make Wellness. All right, relax.
Totally be able to. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. Hi, good morning, Shas. Shas. I got you. No, Shas. Not Jazz, Shas. Okay, so I've never done this before, and that is why I'm saying this, because I have never done this on lives before. You know, the mind is not made to do multiple things at once. We call it multitasking, right? We call it multitasking and we think we're good at it, but the mind is not made to do multiple things. The mind is made to focus. So when I'm doing something like this, I have to focus a little bit more, but let's just talk a little bit about.
You know what this is giving to me? The video that Savannah Marie just did a couple weeks ago on I believe she was a nurse and she was doing, she was handing out meds and she was live while she was handing out meds. That's what this is giving. Brandy is drawing these peptides into a syringe and she's live and she's saying, oh, well, we're not meant to do multiple things at once. And the irony of that statement while she's doing this is not lost on me. You know what I'm saying?
Mitochondrial health. But even more so, hold on. I just want to let you know that we are 10 days out. My peptide company is about to release.
Your peptide company? Oh, you mean the company that you're a distributor through, a contracted, independent contractor? Brandy, you're trying to make it sound like you're the CEO and you're not. That's why you're in this position, because Modair shut down on April 11th of this year, and here you are. I cannot.
Their oral peptide. It's called Reset in a Bottle. And what it's going to do is it's going to help the body come back to natural factories.
What does that mean? How do we measure that with blood work? How do we clinically measure that? This makes no sense.
Settings. Natural factory settings. And that is the goal. I mean, we have, generally speaking, we probably have the best chance. Good morning, Mrs. Judson. Good morning. We probably have the best chances when we're a kid, right? I mean, even kids are not born perfect, but when we're children, we're born and we pretty much have like a fresh gut microbiome. Well, it is the gut microbiome of our parents, but we have a fresh gut microbiome. We have a, kind of like a clean slate, right? Okay, let's see what we got going on here. We got TA1.
We're going to pause this because this is a whole nother thing I want to address. So just to reiterate, she's getting ready to have people drop a comment, basically identifying themselves as wanting to be on her wish list for when this Nueva product comes out. So she's doing all of this shock marketing. She's talking about how she used to be or had her own practice, but doesn't go into any kind of specifics, doesn't mention any credentials. And here she is injecting research chemicals, one of them, claiming to be a former medical professional and funneling people or attempting to funnel people toward a new untested product without saying a single medically responsible thing. This is not wellness. This is exploitation with a syringe. I cannot. She introduces herself as a former holistic health practitioner. She mentions running a clinic in Honolulu. She says that she's worked with people both online and offline and drops phrases like helping people with their wellness and natural health care. What does that even mean? Which leads me to common sense check number 5. She never explains what that title actually means. Was she licensed? Is she licensed? Is she board certified? Operating under any kind of medical supervision? We don't know. And based on what we do see here on this video, it's clear that she's using that former title to gain trust while dodging responsibility. Because didn't she say at one point, don't take anything I say as medical information, I'm just a health enthusiast? That doesn't negate the health claims and the things that are being said and shared by her on this video. Which brings me to common sense check number 6. You can't inject substances, explain how they work, tell people what you're getting ready to give your husband, and promote an upcoming pill, then say, don't take this as medical advice. That's manipulation. She's performing authority in a sense, while disclaiming liability. This is calculated. Let's hear what else she has to say here.
KPV is one of my very favorite peptides. There is a code going around right now. Like it is going around here in the islands, and my husband got it. So I'm doing a stack for him right now.
A stack of peptides for a cold. Can I also point out the obvious? She's doing all of this without any gloves. I do think that she had like an alcohol swab that she was wiping off the vials. No mention of side effects, no dosing guidelines, just Brandy in her kitchen pretending that this is normal behavior. This is not health coaching. It's a sales act dressed up as a clinical experience. And people watching this, especially those struggling with their health, are likely to believe her. And that is why this is so dangerous.
It's TA1 and KPV. I am not selling these peptides, but I am a part of a amazing launch of core people that are launching a brand new company to bring the very first pill in direct sales to market. It's reset. Reset in a bottle, baby. How would you like to have a reset in a simple pill that could talk to your body and help your body go back to natural factory settings? Like, would that be amazing or what? So we're launching that in 10 days. We're going to have products in our hands, and I can get products in for you. So if you would like to know more about the launch, just comment launch below and I will get you that information. So guys who have been trying to contact me, I've been so busy because we are launching this new company. If you had heard about maybe a little less than 2 months ago, our company closed down, and that.
Oh my God, we know. Let's just reiterate what was just said, because I feel like at this point, Brandy she's now switching to full pseudoscience mode. She's talking about peptides, talking to your body. She's going to mention gut microbiomes. And she said something like, this is literally a reset in a bottle, which I definitely have addressed more earlier in this video. But this brings me to common sense check number 7. Peptides do not talk to your body. They aren't whispering to your mitochondria. Some peptides are being researched in animals and labs for things like healing, gut inflammation, and immune function, but most of that research is very early. We don't know what works in humans yet. And even the ones that show promise, they're not in this product that she's talking about on this Facebook Live. There's no clinical trials, no transparency, and nothing peer-reviewed, and clearly no oversight. And here's the kicker. In their own Facebook group, Nueva co-founder John Melton recently said in that group, in the comments of a post where somebody was asking if they plan to do human clinical trials, and he said, no, we have no plans to do that at first, as if they're going to do them later on. We know how this works in multi-level marketing companies. They use all the overhyped health claims, income claims, and it's never backed up by scientific evidence. Never. Which leads me to common sense check number 8. If a company knows it's launching a product that people are going to ingest and doesn't plan to test it on humans before selling it, that is not innovation, that is recklessness. The distributors and the customers, once this company opens, are literally the guinea pigs. They don't know how this is going to react once it's in people's bodies. So that means that there's no safety data, there's no verified dosage, there's no long-term monitoring, there's no accountability if something goes wrong. You're the guinea pig, unfortunately. And Brandy, she's making it sound revolutionary. But what she's really doing is selling untested hope to people who are hurting and positioning herself as the trusted guide without any evidence to back it up. Thanks. I hate it.
Opened the way for some other really great things to happen. So you just watched me do a little drawing. I did drawing here if you want to know more about. Hi, good morning. Hi, Lorraine. Guys, Lorraine, we're gonna have products soon. 10 days from now. 10-day countdown, like approximately. Still no promises, but it is gonna be about that time. So 10 or 11 or 12, or maybe even 8 or 9 or 10. So I just wanted to show you guys, like, I know people don't really like needles, and that is something to get over, but the great thing is that, you know, technology moves forward, and as long as we can get the reset into our bodies, even if it's in an oral form, then great, right? We just got to get it into our bodies, and that's what we're doing. Launch me to the moon. Oh yes, sis. But you always have to come back.
Okay. So now what she shifted into doing is urgency and FOMO, which is a classic MLM urgency tactic that they love to use. When she says, we're 10 days out from launch, maybe 9, maybe 12, but, soon. Common sense check number 9. You're launching a health product, and you can't confirm the date that that's going to be available. That's not transparency. This is chaos disguised as hype. Then she says her husband isn't feeling well. She said that a couple minutes ago, and she's giving him a stack of TA1 and KPV. I don't know if you guys caught that. Let's talk about that. Common sense check number 10. These aren't just natural remedies. TA1 is being studied for serious conditions like cancer and hepatitis. KPV is being tested for gut diseases. These are not safe to just use casually, especially without dosing instructions, medical screening, and supervision, I want to say. Brandy gives her husband a homemade peptide injection cocktail on camera, while she's showing it on camera, and says it's to help with a cold that is going around. She doesn't talk about side effects. She doesn't mention how much she's using. She doesn't explain any risk associated with using these peptides. And this is how people get hurt. And even though she says, I'm not teaching you how to do this, the visual is enough. She's sending a clear message. This is what smart, health conscious people do, and you should too. But this is anything but smart. It is not safe, and it's definitely not ethical.
You must always come back, even if you go to the moon. I've been there, and I've had to come back too. But the great thing is we have each other. So let me see. Are you able to see this? Whoa, there we go. I need a stand. There's something that happened with my stand. Look at that. So this is for me, and that is for hubby. But soon I'm not gonna have to inject. Soon I'm gonna be able to take a pill. So if you want to know more about the launch, or if you want to get your name on the pre-order list, just say me, and I will get you info. I will get you info. It's been crazy, but it's been crazy and it's been busy. My husband is not feeling too good right now, so I'm gonna get him that. Hi, Case. Good morning. Come with me and do something that I've never done before. So this is for the mister.
Now, I'm going to word this probably very odd, and for those of you that have more expertise, credentials, and education than I do, feel free to comment below. I find it very interesting that she is trying to say that these peptides that she's going to inject herself and her husband with, that one of the peptides she is mentioning for herself are marked for research only. And she's trying to draw the comparison that those are going to be the same as an oral peptide. We are talking about 2 different delivery systems. And I know that I'll probably word this weird, but I think that there's a real reason why injectable peptides are given by a doctor, prescribed by a doctor. If oral peptides were found to be super effective for things in general, they would be available through a pharmaceutical company. And there would also be evidence to show through research and peer-reviewed studies or journals that they were effective. But none of that happens. And let's just remind ourselves that we're talking about somebody that's in a multi-level marketing company. And Nueva has been shown time and time again, since they announced that they were going to be opening here soon, that they're basically just using white label products. They don't have any original thoughts when it comes to their products, their compensation plan, the marketing, the health claims, any of those things. So they have to use Moder's old comp plan, and there's no original thought. So you mean to tell me, Brandy, that this injectable peptide that you are injecting yourself and your husband who has a cold are going to be the same as a multi-level marketing company's product that more than likely is a proprietary blend, when we know that oral peptides are not as effective because of how they are taken and being introduced to the digestive system. And you're supposed to be somebody that is a health professional or a former health professional of some kind. I'm embarrassed for her. I mean, I'm infuriated because of what she's doing, but I'm actually embarrassed for her because it shows her lack of education. It shows that she's willing to come online and say whatever she can in order to sell a product. She's willing to go to whatever length in order to sell a product, including injecting herself with peptides, one which is identified for research purposes only. Wow.
For the misses, but I'm really looking forward to being able to take a pill. a reset in a bottle, baby, because that is what it is about. It's resetting the body back to factory settings, and that is what we absolutely need to do. So if you want to know more about my reset, comment the word reset. Yeah, reset. Comment the word reset below if we need a do-over. If you want a reset, comment reset below. Hi, good morning, you guys. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I had to focus. So when I have to focus, I have to put my energy here. I wasn't able to completely give you all my.
Okay, goodbye. I'm done with you. That was a wild ride. I'm sure that many of you are as infuriated as I am that something like this is allowed to be on social media. But let's recap what we've seen here today. She claimed that Nueva is going to be the first oral peptide MLM company. False. Make Wellness has an oral peptide, unfortunately. She claimed that your body can reset, or that it can be reset, which is absolute nonsense. She injected prescription and research peptides, absolutely reckless, in my opinion. She claimed to not be selling anything or selling those peptides while collecting pre-orders and asking people to drop the comment reset, and claims that this MLM product is going to be the same as the peptides that she's injecting herself and her husband with. What? She has faked credibility without showing any credentials. She's used poetic pseudoscience to sell hype, and she's giving her husband an experimental drug cocktail on camera. She's hyped a product that isn't tested on humans intentionally, from the sounds of it and the look of the research that I did. Brandy, this is not empowerment. This is not health. This is one of the most dangerous things that I've seen from an MLM rep in quite some time. And let me tell you, that bar is high. You're not a doctor, you're not a researcher, and you are not qualified to guide anybody's health decisions. Now let's get to my final thoughts. To anyone watching this, whether you're part of Nueva, you're thinking of joining, or maybe you're just tempted by the hype that you're seeing on social media, please think twice. Don't buy from somebody who is injecting, or don't buy the product, number one, but don't buy a product. Don't trust somebody who is injecting prescription drugs on camera to sell you a reset. It's giving desperation. Don't take health advice from someone who won't show you the evidence. And please don't trust your well-being to people who say, we'll figure out the science later. The science matters. You deserve products backed by real data. You deserve care from people who are qualified, and you deserve better than this. We'll keep calling it out, the anti-MLM movement, myself, other creators, until they stop. Don't trust these guys. And if you are infuriated by all of this, drop me an angry emoji in the comments, because you're not alone. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching all the way through. I appreciate you guys. And if you have not already liked and subscribed, if you would do that, that would be amazing. It helps me get the word out so people don't fall victims to things like this online, whether we're talking about unethical influencers, fitness influencers, fad diets, or people in multi-level marketing companies. Stay safe and don't get scammed. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.